It's now 2 o'clock on Saturday afternoon, and if you remember the 2020 video, I'm on my way back to one of the beaches called Vromolimnos. Now that I've climbed over the hill, you can see Vromolimnos there in the distance. And now just a little bit closer to the beach. A 30-minute walk just past bus stop number 13, and here I am at Vromolimnos. Just after turning off of the road, you need to make a right down this little narrow road to get down to the actual beach. Quite a few more people on the beach this year compared to last year. The sea's a lot calmer here than what it was at Vasilas Beach yesterday. You can see many more people on the beach this year. So now I'll make my way to the beach bar. So I've made it to the bar, and Andreas still does work here. He's about to come out and serve me. Right now. Okay. Okay. All right. Yes, please. It's now Sunday, and I'm starting the morning off with a quick trip into town. Going to take the water taxi into Skiathos Town, and just a quick reminder of the local beach here at Agia. Certainly more people on the beach this year, and not so many of the sunbeds are free. Running every hour this year, 1:15 from the beach here, and on the hour back from Skiathos Town. Got just over half an hour to wait for the boat into Skiathos Town, so a quick drink here at Mojo's bar. Just a small beer this morning with the complimentary mixed nuts. And here comes the 12:15 boat. The engines have been cut and just about to come into Skiathos Town. One of the reasons I've come into town is because there's a couple staying at the apartments who I know quite well. They were here last year also. They're Alan and Lorna. They're actually celebrating their Ruby wedding anniversary today, so I thought I'd pop in and buy them a little card. It's now Sunday night, and I'm here at the Filiam Hotel, also known as the Crazy Cow, which is the restaurant part of the hotel. The reason why I'm here is because a very good friend of mine, I introduced him to you in last year's video. This is Xanemos Skiathos.
Every word you say, every game you play, every night you stay, I've been watching you. Every move you make, every step you take, I've been watching you. I'll be watching you, every move you make, every word you say, every game you play. I'll be watching you, every scene you're there, every word you say, every game you play. I'll be watching you, every move you make, every word you say, every game you play. I'll be watching you, every scene you're there, every word you say, every game you play. I'll be watching you.
And there's the main dish, sea bass with vegetables and mushrooms and peppers. It's now Monday and I left the Crazy Cow restaurant at 2 o'clock in the morning after a long chat with Xanemos and some other guests who were staying at the hotel. Came home at 2 o'clock in the morning amidst a very violent thunderstorm with torrential rain. Got wet just going up to the room. But today, although there is rain forecast, I've been advised that it should be sunny today, and indeed the sun is shining right now and it's quite warm. Today I'm heading off to Xanemos and I'm going to try and find a few more isolated beaches in that area that I haven't been to before, and I'm going to be catching the bus in a few minutes. I was very grateful that Xanemos gave me a lift home last night in the pouring rain. Taxis, of course, would have been at a premium. So now I'm heading out towards Xanemos. The bus terminates at Xanemos, but I've actually got out a couple of stops beforehand to find a couple of beaches that I've never actually been on before. Seems to be a walk through the woods. I've now reached kind of a crossroads where I can take a path to the left, which is the one I'm going to take, which goes to Mandraki. The one straight on goes to Agia Bay. It's that one there. And the road to the right goes to Agia. But I'm going to take the road to the left and see what I find there. The pathway beneath my feet is a bit more firm here. Not quite sure how much further I've got to go. I was told it's a 10-minute walk from bus stop number 23, but I've been walking near 20 minutes already and don't seem to have reached my destination just yet. Signs of life. The beach can't be that much further now. Not sure what this little creature is on the floor down here. The entrance to Mandraki Beach. And how's that for a view? Apparently the little creature that I saw on the ground was a praying mantis. Not sure if I've ever seen a praying mantis in the wild before. You never know what you might see next. You might hear some wind sound in the background. It's rather exposed just here. I've been given some advice not to have a swim here. The sea is quite rough around this side of the island. It's kind of like on the north-western part of the island. There are a couple of little huts here on the beach. One seems to be closed, but there's one just behind me here which is open, fortunately. So here's the little beach bar where hopefully I'll have a beer. And I've got my can of Mythos here at the beach bar. So that was Mandraki Beach. It's quite quiet here. It's only about a dozen or so people on this beach. So if you like to get away from the crowds, this is the place to come. So I've come back from Mandraki Beach. I'm now going to make my way down this little path to Elias Bay. There's another beach further on called Agia, and this is the final path down to the beach. This particular path towards Elias Beach has been on the level. It hasn't been going up and down hills. It's only about a 5-minute walk, if that. There's kind of a made up wooden pathway here that leads down to the beach, so I'm assuming that this isn't quite as remote as Mandraki. How lovely is that? Away from the maddening crowds. Using close-up photography, I'm looking at the map where I am. Kukinaris, which is bus stop number 26, is where my finger is pointing. Further up, Mandraki Beach is the kind of backward sea that you can see there. I've now come back inland around the path out to Elias Beach. Get it in focus. And if I go, I'm now going to go a little bit further around. Apparently, I've just had a word to the guy that runs the bar here. I can't walk round to it on the beach. I've got to go back inland again and come out. But I'm now going to Agia Beach. One last look then at Elias Beach. I can see the coastline in the distance from where I'm standing, so I don't think it's too far now to Agia Beach. Nice view there through the trees. Sorry for all you guys that just like to sit by a swimming pool all day, every day at the apartments or the hotel where you're staying. But surely this is what a holiday is all about. When you see amazing views off the beaten track like this. Beautiful. Sorry about the wind that you can hear, but down on the left hand side of the path, that's where I've just been to Elias Beach. scroll round. To the right hand side now is Xanemos beach. Nearly down. Just as well, there's a rope handrail on the way down. The Blind Dog here in Skiathos Town opens up in 5 minutes time. It does restrict the amount of people entering the bar due to the coronavirus, so I've got here early to make sure I can get in. It's now just after 9:30. There's 15 or so people gone into the bar, so I'm going to join them. To the place I belong, wait for down in my mind, take me home, country road, take me home, country road, take me home, country road, take me home. Now Monday the 13th of September, going home Wednesday, and today is probably the hottest day of the holiday. I'm back here at Agia Paraskevi, bus stop number 15. Last year when I was here, all these sunbeds were free due to the COVID pandemic. We still got COVID, but when I arrived here I was told there was no sunbed available, so had a beer, and within about 5 minutes I was suddenly told that a bed had become available. So that's the difference here at Agia Paraskevi in just 12 months. It's now 4:15 in the afternoon, and I've walked from bus stop 16. I'm heading towards bus stop 17. You can see the beach, Agia Paraskevi, and in the same spot, by accident, I've actually found a little signpost there which leads down to Platanus beach, which I was looking for earlier in the holiday. Actually some steps that lead down to the beach. Public beach, although there are a handful of private villas on the path on the way down. It's a tiny beach, just a few yards in length. It's now 9:30 in the evening, and I've climbed the steps up to the final step restaurant at the top of the hill by the clock tower and church to have a meal overlooking Skiathos by night. I've chosen a trio of fish cakes for starter and the seared duck breast for the main course. The restaurant is run by a lady from Edinburgh called Pam. And here comes Pam right now. There is an upper floor at this restaurant with tables, no doubt overlooking the town by night. But there was no tables available for me personally tonight, so no doubt you have to book in advance. And the duck is now served. There's the complimentary drink which come round with the bill. And now for a walk back up Papadimantas Street, and it's now midnight. It's now Tuesday the 14th of September, and it's my last day in Skiathos before I come home. I'm going off to a beach called Xanemos, which is very, very close to Skiathos airport. Not exactly my cup of tea, but I just thought I'd go there just to give you an idea of how close it is to the airport. I've just got off the bus at the bus terminal in Skiathos Town. That's bus stop number 1, and I'm now going to get a cab over to Xanemos beach. So I'm here at a very remote bar, but Nick here, he runs the bar, and he's going to say a few words with you about why this place is called Xanemos.
And the word Xanemos, it means exactly strong wind. Xanemos means wind. Xanemos means strong wind. So sometimes you can see really strong winds in this area, but it's so nice and so lovely, and we have a lot of people coming in just to view and feel the wind.
From Xanemos, Yamas. I've now walked round the other side of the hill. It's much more sheltered round this side, and there's some nice views. And also in the distance there, you can now quite clearly see the runway of the airport. I'll just zoom in. You can actually see a stationary aircraft there, right in the middle of the screen. But I'm a little unlucky. Doesn't seem to be many airplanes actually taking off or landing today on Tuesday. I'm now walking down some steps that lead to Maratha beach. It's a little bit confusing. Maratha beach actually lies between bus stops number 21 and 22. It's a little bit misleading because the bus driver may well say you need bus stop number 22, and if you go down some steps very near to the bus stop there, you actually go down to the far end of Kukunaris beach. But if you get off at number 22, walk back towards number 21, you'll find this rather precarious little walk down to another beach, which is Maratha beach. It's definitely a beach I've never been to before. Some music being played which isn't quite to my taste, I must admit. But let's have a look at the beach. I have to say that I've never been to this beach before, and I just have not known what I've been missing. It's absolutely super beach here. Highly recommend it. As I say, it takes a bit of finding, but if you go between bus stops 21 and 22, you'll find some steps down opposite the Skiathos Town, which leads you here to this fantastic beach. Well, that's the end of another perfect holiday here in Skiathos. The sun is setting here on the beach, and I'll be making my way back to the apartments for the last time. I've just been told that if you don't want to take those precarious looking steps down to the beach, you can take a much more easy walk down through this little wooded area.